And we are live Sunday night with those guys. And Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
those
guys.
What's up?
And
What's up? What's up?
Tonight on Sunday nights with those guys, we got the official timekeeper for dropping a shot, which is Paul Murray. And let's take it away, Lawrence.
Hey, okay. Daryl.
So it's dropping a shot night? Okay, I'll keep
No,
time.
Man.
I'll keep time.
Too damn early. No, man. No. What's up, Justin? I sent you an invite. Come on in, Justin.
We do the show every Sunday at the same time.
Yeah, and Herman is the timing every 15 minutes for the shot and drop, or is it every half
hour? Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, no.
You won't have my voice slurring by the first hour.
Oh.
And as of lately, my resistance is low, so...
Yeah, Lawrence, you got to remember, this is entertainment, and when you get that way, you get very entertaining.
So I've been told, Paul.
Wow.
So I've been told. But it's coming from You Capture Life. What's up? Stevie from the Bronx. What's up? How are you, Capture Life? Thanks for coming in. Daryl Hickman was the first one here. It's about to go down. Hello from Connecticut.
I was here.
What's up, and how are you guys? What's up, Paul? What's up, Herman?
Herman says he was first. What are you talking about?
In the chat.
In the chat.
Well, I'm sorry. What's up, Herman? What's up, Paul? But you know what? It's kind of funny because, hey, Lynn, how are you? I'm starting to get a little concerned. This Corona thing is starting to become a pain in the behind because it's interfering with those guys' flying time. And me, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard. Hey, Recovery Drone, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Lynn had a question for you there, Lawrence.
I didn't see Lawrence, Herman, Paul. Oh, time for no, Lynn. Stop it. Stop, Lynn.
You got yours, Lynn?
I'm glad you're here too. Recovery Drone. Wait a minute. Recovery One Drone. Okay. That's the new member to those guys.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, in order to get in those guys' Facebook, even though it's just an umbrella under those guys, you have to know someone in the group so they can vouch for you. Okay. A few times I've had people come to the live stream and they've said, oh, he's grilling and watching. All right, that's what's up. Get your barbecue on. A couple of times it's come to my conclusion that I have a link on my About Me section that goes to those guys. And some guys just click on it randomly. And all the admins, me, Herman, and us, if we don't know you, we're not going to let you in. But one of the questions we do ask is, who do you know in the group? Mm-hmm. So if you go nobody, the odds of you getting in are a lot slimmer than they are if you knew. Do you understand what's up?
Not until you're here repetitively over and over and over again, and we get
right. So we can see who you are. We can check you out and see you're not a bot, because we're trying really hard on Facebook, those guys group, to keep the bots out and the drone police out, which is hard to do. Curtis, Dart, how are you, sir? What's up, Curtis? You working or what? Desmond Donders, how are you, David? But anyway, getting back to what I'm talking about, if you want to get on in those guys' Facebook group,
right,
you have to know someone in there. Like Recovery One Drone, I'm like, the name sounds vague. I don't know who it is, but it looks like someone I know. And then I just had to ask him, who do you know? And he goes, I know you, Herman and Paul. So excuse the procedure of going into, going through all this, but we want to make sure everyone in the group is real and not a malicious account that was hacked and they started posting pictures the last couple of months. But when you go back before that, you see they haven't posted anything since 2016 or 15. That's obviously a compromised account. Curtis is home after 6 weeks. So are you going to bless us with your presence? Grace us with your presence, Curtis? Huh?
Recovery One Drones has 33 subscribers and 44 videos.
Yes, from California, if I'm correct, right?
Yep. It looks like he's an outdoors kind of guy, but he is also flying Phantom 4 breakout during COVID-19.
See. You said it right there. Right there, I know I like the man. He flies a Phantom 4.
Yeah.
That was my first. The Phantom 4 standard was my first real DJI bird.
Yep.
And I worked the hell out that heifer. She never failed me. She never did me wrong. She always came home to pop up.
Nice shots. Yep.
You know, so if it ain't DJI, it ain't gonna fly. No, let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to start nothing because there are a lot of DJI.
You're gonna get a new title, Lawrence, as the fanboy. You know that, don't you?
No. I'm just playing around. But anyway, we got a little bit of drone news. If you're wondering why I got the bucket hat on, is because I need to shave my damn head. And I've been lazy like the last few days. My daughter's I know my head looks bad. If my 16-year-old daughter said, Dad, I'll cut it for you.
Wow.
I've been trying to groom her to cut my hair for a while, so maybe this will start something. You know, I'm hoping, you know, why don't you cut the old man's hair? But then it dawned on me. She could be doing it to try and hurt me. But, no. I'm playing around. No, she wouldn't do that.
You know what you'll know, Lawrence, is when they start asking you, Dad,
support everyone's channel.
Take your hat off because I want to file my nails down a little bit. Let me
like a cat sharpening their nails on the edge of the couch or the wall. Yeah. The Jag don't do four-wheeling. What's up, El Smeghead? How are you, sir? But anyway, getting back to this COVID thing, I see guys here in New York are flying, but it's worse for me because I'm away from all of the cool spots. But then someone mentioned on my review, the wizard. Someone mentioned on one of my videos, they were like, I didn't know New York had beaches. I'm like, are you kidding me? New York has 100 and something miles of beach, man. We're surrounded by water.
Yeah.
What's up, wizard? FTV?
Hey, Curtis, how you doing?
We got beaches everywhere.
Yeah, we do. Beaches, the bay, the wildlife. We're one of the largest wildlife bird preserves in the whole Northeast coast, right here in Jamaica Bay.
Yeah, I have beaches here too, but I try to stay away because people drown me. They keep trying to push me back and set me free back into the water like I'm a beach whale or something,
Well, there's some things changed since I've been on Zoom.
Yeah. There's a few things. Hey, Logan's Carpenter, how are you? I'm actually going to use that story you sent me, Logan, later on when we start talking. Tim Jackson.
Tim, how you doing?
Has your son started flying that drone yet or what? I'd be interested to know. Anyway, if you don't have someone like Recovery Drone, he's new here. Recovery One Drone, he's new here. Everyone support each other's channel.
And Tim's from down under. He's from Australia.
Yes, I know.
Cool, because a little bit later I've got some news from Australia.
Oh, cool.
From Brisbane.
Okay, because I actually didn't have to mail the Fly Less combo to Australia. He actually asked me to send it to his son, and he did notify me that his son had received the Tello drone, the Fly Less.
Hey, Lawrence, tell Curtis what they wanted at FedEx to send that little
AZ drone. Yeah, Curtis.
Yes, sir.
To ship a Tello in a box about this big. They wanted, what was it? $100 and something dollars?
More than the drone.
Yeah, it was going to cost more to fly less.
Yeah, $180 something dollars. I'm like, yo, the drone doesn't even cost that much.
It was like being on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
It's going to cost more to fly less.
But we worked it out because Tim Jackson, he won the no-fly. The no-fly bundle. It was only 3 people because nobody listened to Herman when he gave the rules of the contest, and we wanted to give it away. Justin donated it. Drone Evolution, he donated it, it costs more to fly less. Exactly. Exactly, Tim. But anyway, he said, well, instead of what I was going to do is I found out through Geeks Vana that in Australia, the Tello costs $85. So they wanted me to pay 181 or something like that.
Buy
So,
him one from Australia.
right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll send you the $85 and you can buy one in Australia. He's like, no, don't worry about it. You can send it to my son here in the States. I was like, okay.
What's up, Ray?
What's up, brother Doc, brother Herm, brother Paul,
Ray,
brother Al?
what's good, man? What's good?
I'm good, man. What's happening, brothers?
That's good.
We're all surviving the lockdown.
Yeah, man. You know, I hope you guys hope you're keeping the weight down, the lockdown.
I was just mentioning how it's harder for
I've been
me
working,
to
so
fly.
that ain't been a problem for me.
There you go, brother. I know you've been moving up and down that oxygen and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
God bless you, man. Hands out to you, brother, for the good job.
Hey, thank you very much.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, Tim Jackson says he hopes you're well, Ray.
Yeah, what's up, Tim Dog? Desmond,
well,
everybody else in the chat. I'm sorry, I don't go in that chat. I can't read that fast. The guys be actually too coming at bang, 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 bang. That's too fast.
Yeah, sometimes it gets moving.
Yeah,
And we
Lenny's
appreciate
got
you.
hi to you too, Ray.
What's up, Len?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And
Chat
Ray's a
room
regular on
is
here
down.
now. But it's good to see you, Curtis. They finally give you the day
Yeah,
off
man.
or what?
So yeah, now I'm officially off on the weekends. We brought two other people back, so we were able to cover all of the shifts and get everything
good.
done. Plus, everything is for the Washington State. Everything is we're starting to go down on the curve.
That's good. That's good.
So we're not as many folks are being the medical oxygen. What it's used for is to feed the ventilators that you hear about on the news all the time. That's what pushes them, and that's what people are breathing when they use those things. So we had to constantly feed those things, but we're seeing less and less use now. Less and less people are getting admitted to the hospital. So it's good here in Washington State. Now we've had a lot of people that have protested at our Capitol building without mask, and they've stood right next to each other. So we may see an uprising or another outburst of this thing, but who knows? Yeah, I'm looking on the positive side. That's the way I got to do it. So. So I'm off on the weekends now. This is my first weekend free after 6 weeks. Woohoo!
All right. So you should have a nice cigar, one of your favorite cigars, and some yak. and you know how to do it up. And some yak in a glass. Sit back and Eagle VP, how are you, sir? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is right.
Yo, where's Original Dobo at? He made me famous again, huh?
Oh yeah, I did. I heard him call you out, man.
Yeah, but I'm waiting to get back to him.
What's up, Casey Wrightsman? How are you?
This guy from what's it, Mad Drone Reviews or Mad Drone Reviews or something like that. He just laid everything out about that whole lawsuit, man, and it's a bunch of crap.
Oh,
it's a bunch of crap. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can read it.
What happened? I mean, I didn't hear the whole story, and
it's legit.
I've been hearing different stuff. What's up, legit. Drone Worship? How are you? How are you, Daniel? Hope all is well down there in Florida. Send some of that warm weather up here, man. But I think you guys are just getting missed in Florida by the first hurricane of the year, and it's going to hit Norfolk, Virginia, out over the water. But I hope everything's good down there in Florida, as well as it is up here in New York right now. Everyone seems to be in a dry spell right now. People are flying and enjoying themselves. Now, how many of you guys own, including you in the chat, and I know Ray does, but who has their Mavic Air 2? And I titled the show, how are you guys liking the Mavic Air 2? Because I saw an article that Hyperlapse, what is it? Is it Hyperlapse?
Hyperlapse, yep.
In Hyperlapse, it disables by itself. I saw some news report that people are having an issue with it going into hyperlapse, and about halfway through the hyperlapse, whatever it was shooting, it would just disconnect or something. I didn't bring up the story because I need more proof to confirm it.
You know what? I heard about that too, Al. You know,
Okay.
people got to understand, when you're doing these firmware updates, you better be on a DJI Assistant too. Don't do it from Wi-Fi, from your phone. You're going to miss packets. You're going to get a drop packet just like you do cell phones. You must do it on DJI Assistant too to get the full download. And people are not doing that because people are quick to get it. They just getting it out of the store, running out there, downloading on their phone that 92 meg file, but you don't get everything, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, that is important what you just said right there. Go home, hook the drone up to your computer the way it was designed to be.
Yeah.
Start it up out the box. Seriously.
It takes care of everything as far as the updates concerned, you know.
And
just to let everybody know, it's coming out of the factory with that geo fencing on it. So if you think you're buying it and they don't have it, you're sadly mistaken.
What did you say, Tim Jackson? I had my Mavic Air too and unboxed it and flew it. It was awesome. Then I woke up. Oh.
Did you guys hear the news about Grumpy Vlogger?
Yo, but how about original Dobo? It hit the building at 100 feet and came down and still survived, yo.
Yeah, hold on. John Worship says it tested his two buddies' Mavic Airs yesterday and put out a review today at the first flight. Two pretty stable platforms. I was actually quite surprised by how smooth it was flying into the wind. I see it handles the wind, even though it's smaller than the Mavic 2,
very well,
larger than the Mavic Mini. But from what I've seen on windy days, it seems to handle the wind pretty well. Now, is that a 2-axis gimbal or a 3?
It's a 3.
It is a true 3-axis gimbal.
3-axis, yep.
It's a true 3-axis gimbal. I was questionable about that. I didn't know. I don't actually own one. And
remember, the body is made a lot lighter than the Mavic 2 Pro. So therefore, it's going to be more stable because it don't have more weight to push around, you know?
Okay. All right. I need to check out. a few.
Well, I would expect that the weight would be its problem, not moving around, but on impact.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense
what
too.
Causes more damage. You have more damage with the heavier weight on impact.
Yeah, I would agree with
that. Then it's not an issue with moving. You know, something that has more weight is more stable in moving.
Right. When original Dobo
when it hits
said that it hit the wall at 100.
It's not the fall that kills you, it's that sudden stop.
And fell to the ground. What was that, Curtis?
It's not the fall that kills you, it's that sudden stop.
Yeah.
This is true.
That's why they want you to go 25 miles an hour and not 40 miles an hour so you can come to a stop and not murder somebody.
Right.
From the impact.
Yeah, but then, that's a reflex thing. Some people ankle don't move as quick as others.
I'm jumping on somebody's hood.
Look,
Spider-Man.
Look, I weigh 2 and change. If I have to jump up in the air and come down on your hood, you're gonna have a dent in it.
Yo, check it out. It's a lot of big guys when you grow up. Guys couldn't jump, right? So we used to play this game. I say, I bet all your guys, I could teach you all how to jump. All you big guys like me, because I was a big guy. Nah, you can't. How you jump so high? I had to learn how to jump. I said, so come on in this building. Come on. I'm going to teach you how to jump in this building. I turned the lights off, open up this other door, let all the rats out. You won't see some people learn how to jump. They were going crazy. Oh, what the hell?
So in case you guys didn't notice, in case you guys didn't know, Grumpy Vlogger got in trouble. His plane almost hit a drone.
His plane almost hit a drone.
Yeah.
Or his drone almost hit a plane.
No, his plane almost hit the drone.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh, okay, you crazy.
Oh boy. I saw the formation. I'm like, no. Okay.
Okay.
It almost hit a drone. Now see, and getting back to
using that for
since we're talking about that. Okay. Since we're talking about
while you're talking about it,
the footage that you guys saw from the jets, the guy hovering there while the jets, now it's a space shuttle landing. Okay, Curtis.
Oh, that's crazy though.
There goes demonetization out the window. We were doing good, Curtis.
Okay, all right.
We were doing good up until then. But anyway, the guy who supposedly got his drone high enough to get into the flight path of those drones that were coming. Now,
You mean the plane?
a lot of those jets that were flying. Now, me personally,
Over Detroit.
I think it was fake, and I'll go into why. But for those of you who did see the video, all I can say is
I was in space flying and I got hit by these guys.
everyone almost got hit by it. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I'm tending to believe that it was fake, and I had it kind of like a semi-argument with someone because they were telling me that it wasn't fake and it was an actual drone footage. Now, I did very well in school in science, okay, and I happen to know a plane traveling at supersonic or subsonic speed, which is less than the speed of sound, creates a wake just like a boat does in the water. Now, these 5 jets were flying in formation, which means that's one giant wake of air being separated by these 5 jets, correct? So elementary school science tells me if that was a real drone, the blast of the wind when they went by should have made the drone go crazy or unstable. And it was too stable for those jets to be that close. Now, someone said it was a cropped in picture or video, but I'm telling you, when jets fly past you, the wake that they create, not even talking about the thrust from behind them, should have blown that drone out of the way, or at least disrupted its flight path.
Well, it definitely wasn't shot with a tello, that's for sure.
It wasn't shot with a tello. Well, I'm just saying, if you guys have seen the video, I mean, if someone has a link for it, I'll put the link in the chat there. But
so it was the rooftop camera.
I don't think it was real.
Well, the thing of it is that the local news station here in Detroit did a look at it, and they're not sure exactly what, but their theory is because they fly the big Inspire 2s all the time, and they said they think that it may have been a camera a lot lower than what it looks, and that they were coming in and making their curve so it looks like they're coming at him and then pass by. And they said they think he had a hell of a zoom camera, a lens on the camera.
That could be possible.
Rooftop
then
camera.
it would have been a lot more identifiable.
Well, there is some definite in the footage of it. There is some definite shaky footage, some handheld.
There's questionable footage, which makes you think that.
So
it was
my theory
altered.
is he was, and this is only a theory, but based on what I would do in that particular situation, if I did not know they were there, if, let's just say I'm a new flyer and I want to do the right thing, but I'm up on a roof, I'm flying, and I hear the Blue Angels come in, the first thing I'm going to do is come down and land, right? And the way I land my Phantom 4 is I catch it the right rear leg in my hand. I don't like landing the Phantom 4 on the ground. So I catch it in the air, reach up and hit the button with my thumb and turn it off. Well, if they're coming at me and I'm filming, I'm not going to stop filming even though it's in my hand. So now and as I raise it up, if I tilt the camera up, I'm catching the props spinning. Now, the reason I say that's a possibility is because the first shots that are in the scene are definitely like a cell phone camera or a handheld camera of something. And you can even see the ladder, one of those rooftop ladders that, the fire escape ladders. Yep. You can see that in one of the shots. So I think, and this is only speculation on my part, I'm no expert and haven't talked to anybody, but I think the questionable shot where he's real close to him, he had actually come down and landed, but they just got right on top of him. And he thought, well, here's my photography moment. I got to get it one way or another. He's not necessarily doing anything wrong. He's doing the right thing. Well, you could say he did the wrong thing by not checking to see if there was a TFR, but
well, no, they broadcast the flight path of these jets. So the flight path of these jets was technically a no-fly zone, plain and simple.
Well, what I'm saying is a person who doesn't know about this stuff yet, a new pilot.
But he knew the jets were coming.
Yeah.
You sure?
Listen, I'm going to show you the video footage here. This footage looks real up until one point, and I will stop it at that point. Let me just share the screen real quick to explain why I personally think that it may not be real, okay? And I'll go into detail. I can't play the audio. You guys can see this, right? Okay. These are the jets in the distance here.
Right.
For some reason, in this particular video, you see this white building right here?
Mhm.
To show that this was shot in real time, they actually switched to a cockpit view, which leads me to believe that this was staged and or faked. Now, if you watch, the jets are coming in right here. They point to this white building. So when they go to the next scene, you'll see what I'm talking about. Stop. Right here is that same white building. All right. Now that's from the cockpit view. Okay, you see they zoom in. That's them passing the white building at this particular time. Now, stop. Right here, if this was a Phantom or any other type of drone, at this angle, you would see props in your shot. Okay,
What you saying with the 30-degree extension on the
with the 30 degrees extension, you're damn near looking up. I'm going to go back just a little bit so you can see how the angle that I'm talking about. Right here, up. At that point, these planes are close enough to create enough wind and thrust to affect. There's a prop right here.
There's props right there.
Hold on. I did see a prop. All right.
Yeah.
Now let's go. Yeah, right here.
Right there.
Here's a prop right here, and there's a chase. You know what? That might have been an Inspire, though. It may have been an Inspire. I don't know. All I know is
Inspire got that crazy zoom on it, got that.
It just seems a little too perfect for me. I'm going to play it one more time in its entirety, and then you guys can decide or whatever, what you think about it, or hold on. I'd have to pull it back up again. But this is my first time seeing the props. Okay, so like I said, you make a judgment. I just say, even if they were a few 100 feet away, because these 5 jets were flying in formation like that, that's a very wide wake for them to create. If you have a ship that wide, doesn't it make a wave in the water? That's what I'm saying. Now, there, the flyover should have affected it when they flew by. That's all I can say.
And if you look at where they are, the GM building in the background is the one with the round back there.
Here's the slow-mo.
They're just above the highest buildings in Detroit.
See, camera pilot. Yep. This is the cockpit that they saw that particular view of the white building from. Right. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't care. Well, I do care, but my point is, well, he should be hung by his nuts.
Probably was.
I'm not lying about it. If he couldn't have been a professional pilot.
See how it was shot.
What happened?
Well, you have a different one than what I have. This is what I got. So we got this shot right here, and then there's a tilt up.
Yes, and that's when they're starting to make their.
See the props right here?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I'll back it up just a second. So watch for the props.
Yeah. And once again, that's not. It looks more like a.
This looks more like a handheld shot that's kind of shaky.
Yeah.
Like a cell phone.
Yeah, you can tell.
So now we got him mixing 2 different kinds of cameras.
Right. Someone had a handheld and someone actually had a drone up there.
Well, it takes them a little bit of time to circle back around like this. So, I mean, potentially, I'm kind of, and here's the fire escape.
That shows it was a handheld because that's the ladder going up on the roof.
The beauty of editing.
Yeah,
you'll never know.
Yeah, you'll never know which scene was
on
first.
The sticks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I find it so foolish when people say, I'm going to report you for flying over those cars or flying over people.
You saw the people?
Right. Herman actually left a comment on someone's page. You see the people that I'm flying over? In the view, in the camera. I mean, if you can, you're bad. You're just you're good.
No, because
That's
So
not an
lens,
issue.
lens capture brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Not weighing in on whether it's legit or not, but the lateral turbulence wake is not what you think it is, Lawrence.
Well,
It's like a spear.
okay, understandable, but you still have the thrust from behind the planes. I maybe I'm wrong. I did do a little bit of aeronautics in college, and that's why planes at JFK International Airport have to take off 2 minutes or more. Hey, L Smeghead, thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's why the planes take
Thank
off
you.
now anywhere from 2 minutes on and 2 minutes and later, because a plane can take off right after another one, and the wake is still there. That dead air is still there until it fills back in. They had a plane crash here in Far Rockaway, out where I live. It went down because it took off too quickly after the plane ahead of it. So, and I don't know. It's personal. Where's my phone? I heard a text. I don't know where my damn phone is. El Smeghead, I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Lens capture. Look at the vapor trails. Are these fighter jets not huge commercial whales?
Yeah.
What's up, Tom? How are you, man? Thanks for coming in. Warren Michael. I'm just saying you can't take everything for fact, because I'm going to tell you that same prop that you saw in Curtis's video is the same prop on the other side of the video I showed.
Reverse. It's totally reversed. I said
exactly, and it's in the same corner but flipped over.
I said
so. And I know I've flown a drone enough to know if I pitch my camera up 30 degrees to its highest axis and I turn like this, I'm going to catch, if not both, one prop, and then when it slows down, both props will come into play. Maybe it's just me.
So
I don't know.
So they got the view from both sides of the same pass.
Yeah.
From the same drone.
Right. How?
Unless somebody,
nobody's fast enough. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's a badass drone. I want one of those.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at everything that you're saying. The camera is tilted up on that angle because my camera tilts up on that angle too.
Yes.
But if I don't think I can catch anything that close with it on that angle. If it was that close, I wouldn't be able to turn and still catch it like that.
Yeah, you heard Tom. He says, actually, I was standing on the roof of the GM building holding the legs of my Phantom 4 Pro, taking my drone shots. You better cut that out, Tom.
Technically,
I think that's what it is. I think he's holding the drone. I think he was in the air, realized, whoops, came down to land. He had it in his hands, and that's where he got the drone shots. Then he set it down.
How about being up on the roof? Maybe he was up on the roof somewhere high.
That's what I'm saying, Ray. That's what I'm saying. He was up on the roof flying. And then he realized, oops, I'm in the wrong place. He came down just as they came by. Any one of us would have done that. And then if they're flying by, you know you're going to let that camera run.
Yeah.
Even though the drone's in your hand, you're going to let the camera run and get that shot.
Well, Curtis, what also could have happened if he took off from the roof, Curtis, he could have come back and it could have been hovering at 10 feet off the roof, and he still panned it and did everything while it's still in the air.
He could have done that. But I think when you have it in your hand, you can tilt up and the camera does a lot of correction stuff.
Well, the problem is I'm not an octopus. I can't do that many controls and hold the thing and then
case in point proven. That's why I was actually staying quiet. Because it's hard.
The thing that throws me is the handheld footage that's been inserted. So that's why I think he landed, set it down, and pulled out his camera phone and got the rest of the shots. And then it's just an editing thing where he decided to put this shot and that shot, and put the money shot at the very end.
He did a good job at it. I'll tell you that.
You must watch porn a lot because that was the best shot.
Polar Pro sells the katana. Okay.
Yeah, but the video that Lawrence showed, that was
From a completely different
totally
angle.
edited thing set up by someone else that put a whole production together, because you got all the features of the cockpit and everything, and the thing put all together.
Yeah. How do you get the cockpit cam
the view of
at that exact
You go to
time?
Instagram and the Blue Angels, and they post their videos all the time.
Okay, that would make sense.
No, you just download the video and just edit it together.
Yeah, well, hey,
The one
Joe
that you
Mack,
have,
how are
the
you,
one that you
sir?
have, I think was they were trying to make a point, and that's why they went and got the 2 separate footages.
Right, to show that it was actual drone footage. How
But
are
a lot
you,
of
Joe
that,
Mack
a lot
from
of that.
Ireland?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just welcoming Joe Mack from Ireland.
A lot of that footage is shot with an Insta360, so you can actually rotate. You can, click on the screen and rotate around. I'm surprised they didn't go just a little bit further and try to rotate and catch what building that was actually on. I bet you could triangulate it or whatever it is and figure that thing out.
And it's saying Recovery One drone is saying all the Phantom and Mavic web pages are all over this guy. You want to know what? They need to be, whether it was staged or it was real. My thing is, here in New York, you can't pull that off. You know why? Because when they did their flyovers of the JetBlue jets, and then they had the Blue Angels fly over with another British air crew. They had them fly over New York, and I can guarantee you, they posted the flight path. Along that flight path, I can guarantee you there were black boxes on. Now it's the Enterprise. Almost hit my drone. Sulu almost hit my drone.
Yeah, he was a pilot of the Enterprise.
Yeah, okay. That's true. But Kirk always told him where to go.
Right.
You would
threw all that stuff together before
drone
I came on the
shots with a
show.
360 camera on a selfie stick. That's true, Tom.
Man.
That's true. But
so imagine what you could do if you had like a 10-foot pole and taped the shit on the other end of it and stood on the roof.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's true. The props that are in the shot though that tells me that it's a handheld shot.
It could be. Anyway, getting back to drone news, there's
drone news.
There is no real drone news. Well, this is real drone news. So I can't say it's not.
Well, I almost got hit like 5 times. I think that's pretty much drone news.
There's a school. There's a school called. I didn't know that there was an actual contest for this, but they're looking for ways to carry injured people or persons from hazardous sites like to Rocky Mountain sides, places where there's avalanches and stuff. And there's a school that actually won. The School of Design and Human Engineering has designed a rescue drone concept. And it actually has 8 props and everything. So I don't know where they're going with this, but for design award, these guys seem to have won it.
Dropping a shot.
And I think it's pretty good. It's a tethered carrying system here. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. Maybe that's a little easier for you guys to see. But
well, look how small it is. What is that? A doll or an inflatable? Or
that's
what?
that's actually supposed to be a human laying across there.
Well, look at the guy that's tethered to him. He's like twice the size.
But the backpack that's on this guy is actually what's controlling the actual drone. It's tethered, and this guy here is actually carrying the backpack, the battery backpack.
I think it's an interesting design, but what do you do when you get somebody that weighs 300 pounds? You just say, "Oh, you catch the next one. I'm going to take him," or you know.
Well, the way those arms are mounted too are not very sturdy.
No.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. I like
the concept.
That what Paul's talking about does come into play, but what I was most interested is what actually causes it to, elevate if he's going over like a different elevation of terrain, what levels it out? How does it get its
well, you can have terrain following technology. Terrain following technology, I could see that only because your DJI drones have it.
Yeah,
if he elevates, then the drone elevates.
Yeah, I could see that.
You must elevate.
I just think that with with something being tethered, if malfunction, like what
It would
Paul's
pull
talking
both of them
about,
to their falling
like
death.
what Paul's talking about, a
Carry
300-pound
enough
man,
off. The guy in the
300-pound
backpack's
man
going,
in that thing, and it malfunctions.
Hey, Night Train, what's up, man?
The 180-pound rescue guy is going over with him.
That's
right.
to a fiery death, right? Or a rocky death or a snowy death.
And it's like everything else.
Even if it's 10 feet.
The more they develop it, I'm sure it'll get better.
But
But that particular concept has got a lot of
But
issues.
this is the first time that I actually saw someone trying to create a drone to help humans in a way other than taking them to the airport.
Well, the wizard could come up with that on a Saturday night on his video,
Well, not actually.
I was actually
Mark,
thinking
because
an easier test for it would be
because-
Sherpas.
we talk about drones all the time and how they function in rescue and searching for people. Even when, like we talked about Lau, we tried to talk about the Matrice and its ability to search and rescue and
Well,
now
and the other thing, Herman, is why would they tether it to the guy?
Well, the battery
in-
pack is on the guy, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, but in this world, if it can't lift the backpack and everything else,
Mhm.
You're not going to have a lot of ability to carry a kid or carry an overweight son of a bitch like me.
Paul, I think you're.
Well,
I, think
I
you're missing
understand
the
what you're
point
saying,
there.
Paul, but you remember he said it's a school and it's in the test. Is that came up with a concept?
Oh yeah. I think it's a good concept, but I think it's going to be much bigger than that. It has to be.
Oh
much
yeah,
bigger.
by the
Paul.
time that thing comes into play, it'll probably fold out when they get to the site.
Right. Hey,
You
Paul,
understand? Fly
here's
itself to the site. And fly
droning
out.
about Northwest says, I want to ride one of those things while Paul does some parkour.
Paul, I think you missed out that the battery pack is in that backpack.
yeah.
So that reduces quite a bit of the
get
weight.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, wait a minute. I did not put the link, and I should have put the link so you guys could see it.
So they're now
yourself.
able to use a larger battery for longer flight times.
Right. But the fact that this school is actually trying to come up with something to make retrieving a body from mountainous terrain or someplace easier, and it is going in the right direction. So I
just wanted to carry all my
winning.
drones when I go out in the woods and go fly.
Yeah.
If they won, imagine what else was probably entered. Hey, Birdman, how are you? Now, there's a company here in New York to keep on drone. This will be the rest of the drone news for the night, but there's a company here in Buffalo, New York. They've been showing them on New York news here. So I guess New York is helping promote them. What happened, Herman?
From Beefalo?
Yeah, they're from Beefalo, New York. It's actually Buffalo, New York, but Beefalo. And these guys, they are actually making more money than ever. When they first came up with this idea, people were like, oh no. The FAA was like, no, we don't have to use drones to spray the city down. This company was saying, we have a set of drones that can actually spray down stadiums and cover more square feet than anyone else.
Sure.
I had this queued, but for some reason,
That makes a lot of sense.
I have it muted, but to spray down train bridges and things like that, I think it's a great idea. I'm trying to find a real video with it.
You know what opened that door was DJI and some of these other companies that make the big drones for crop dusting.
Yes. Yep. For spraying the crops.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes, for spraying crops. Well, this company, this particular drone here, of course, is a hexcopter. I'll put the link. You can check it out. They are actually
tethered. It's tethered, so you don't have to worry about the battery.
Well, no, the tether is actually the sprayer.
Yeah, but I think it's also powering it because I don't see any batteries on it because that size.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find something really quick on YouTube for it because they had a news.
Hey, Curtis, wouldn't you think that would be a tethered drone? Yes.
I totally agree.
Power. Yep.
They got a base power station and they're just up there spraying forever.
Right.
The thing about that is they want to get as much spray material in the air as long as they can.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And if they use a big long tube or whatever right alongside the power cords.
Even more so. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what I can find here. But here it is. Here's a demo.
Slip a little bit of bleach in everybody's Pepsi at the stadium.
This is an actual.
I don't know about you guys, but I've washed my hands so much, food is starting to taste like
the
bleach.
views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight. Herman,
By the time we get to 6 o'clock, you're going to be ready for a shot in the drop.
I found the video here. This is they did an actual test since they're upstate New York in Syracuse, and they actually used one drone to spray and covered large areas. They also went in to find out which disinfectants.
Freeze it. Can you stop?
Okay, so that's an X4 camera on it.
Yeah.
The sprayers are out on the side.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a container underneath it for holding the spray material.
Right. They have a giant tub and it's pumping into these arms right here.
And so the tether's providing the power. But my point would be is that they could also run a tube up alongside that tether cord and have big tanks.
Somebody should move that cord with them before pull the damn drone down.
Yeah. Well, supposedly this sensor, this sensor right here that's spinning,
the UVC light.
They use it to tell the distance. It has something to do with telling the
that looks like
distance.
a LiDAR unit.
Okay. Right. Exactly. That's what it is.
So where's the hose?
This is just one without. That's just one without. But okay, let's get that off of there. I don't know who the hell's video that was coming up, and I don't want to know.
Oh, that was your man.
Ken Aaron. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just saw two guys there say and but oh my gosh, you guys are all talking over each other. You're killing me. Well, sometimes that happens, even when you're live. But then I forget when you're live, there's no one else on there. but I see your point. I get your point, Daniel. It happens sometimes. Every now and then we go squirrel. You know, it's a part of doing everything live. Like Curtis may get up and just curse everybody out and yell banana cream pie. Who knows? It just happens.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Well, one day we'll
do just sit back and smoke my cigar and enjoy.
When the holidays come back around, we'll start doing a few shot and the drops. But for now, that's okay.
The holidays.
Absolutely.
Well, that would be next weekend.
Curtis never curses. You know what? You may be right about that.
I stubbed my toe once. I said lots of dirty words.
Online.
Droning about Northwest. Good to see you here.
We said when he's offline, he's just swearing the place down.
Like a sailor.
Throwing things.
I could imagine. Curtis seems like he could get his point across without cursing. I would like to hope. I mean, that's
I definitely can.
But anyway, Paul. Paul's slacking. Well, no, he's got a little bit of time. It's not quite 6 p.m. yet, so he's got a little.
Well, you told me not to do the half hour.
Yes, this is true. We're not doing
do it every drop. Why don't we do it?
Has Mikey gotten any sleep? This guy's in live streaming almost 24/7. You know what? Recovery One drone. Mikey sleep now so he can be up all night into the morning.
He sleeps all
talking about Philly.
Yep.
Yeah, he's always
timeless truths. Sometimes he wakes up and comes into the live stream. Lynn, stop. No shot in the drops.
I was trying to be subtle a little while ago, but they shut me down. What happened?
Herman just took a shot in the drop. See his face?
Yep. Herman's with the program. Yep.
Yeah, Herman's with the program.
It's only
what I come to find out? It's often the people who don't drink that want to play drinking games.
It's only Lawrence that falls behind a little bit, right,
you hear what I said? It's always the ones who don't drink that want to play drinking games.
Well, I got it.
Yep. It's Lawrence the one that falls behind. Ever since he got I don't know if it was technically bombed, but pretty close the night he was doing the moonshine drops.
And moonshit was right. That's what I felt like.
That was
by the end of the night, he was staggering around. And
listen, I know
you guys all thanks for coming in.
See, now you're gonna make me go look back at that episode. You didn't make me go look at that episode.
So Paul does impressions now.
Yeah, and now
I like
you're an
it.
impressionist,
I
huh?
like that one. That was good.
That was great. Oh my gosh.
Now he's an impressionist. Okay,
Can we
Paul.
do that again?
No, Joe Mack, I have the hat on because I need to shave my
I gotta
head.
go back and watch this again so I can hear that again. The way it came out.
You need to work on that one, Paul, and develop it a little bit more.
Yeah, right. You got to talk a little slower too. That's okay. See what I got to put up with?
Put up with what?
It was a great stream.
All
Yeah,
right,
now we're signing out. An hour ahead.
Hey, Lawrence,
No, I think she was referring to the
when,
one where you were drunk.
Oh.
we went all the way to Atlantic City, and they canceled and rescheduled and canceled the expo again.
Yeah, the drone expo. I remember.
Well, you remember I had mentioned to you before that the AUVSI expo, I can never get that out of my mouth properly.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Their expo that was supposed to have been in August or whatever, they wanted to reschedule it for August or September, October. Well, they rescheduled it for October the 5th through the 8th, and they moved it to Dallas.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. And the Inter Drones Expo, they rescheduled and moved theirs to Dallas too, but theirs is in December the 15th through the 17th. So if you're interested, just go check them out online.
I want to know where the hell Spin Up is going to be.
I don't know. That might.
Yeah, I'm consistent.
Seems
I'm
like
interested.
everything is moving to Dallas. Or
Hey,
to
we
Texas,
appreciate you
period.
coming in, Sean. We appreciate it very much. Well, all I know is we need those. I was thinking those guys needs to have a meetup, but unfortunately,
In Dallas?
a lot of the members that live outside of New York wouldn't be able to make it.
Just move it to Dallas.
Move it to where? Dallas?
Yeah, everything.
Like everyone else is, right? Everyone else is sending.
The other one moved from Boston clear to Dallas.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we haven't had a meetup. We want to have a meetup / barbecue, just a couple of hot dogs and maybe a few burgers and stuff.
Dude's day out.
I'll bring some fresh salmon.
All the way from Washington, right?
Oh yeah.
What's that, Herman?
That sounds like dude's day out.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
A grill with
Dude's
hot
Day
dogs and burgers and 2 bags of buns. Packs of ketchup and mustard.
I'll bring
Hey,
some
what's
crab and
up,
some
classic?
salmon.
Well, all I'm saying is we need to have a meetup. We have not had a Those Guys meetup. And basically it's kind of hard to have a Those Guys meetup when all of the members that are in, most of the members that are in Those Guys here in New York City are in NYC 5 Borough and Red Hook Drone Drone Club and stuff like that. So is it really a Those Guys meetup or is it just a damn guys hangout?
You know what I said? You guys got to have the 6-foot rule. Put the boxes where guys.
Yeah, put the boxes out there. Yeah,
where guys are going to fly from and spray dudes down with disinfectant.
Yeah, right. Have a
I
giant
can see
can of
Lawrence out
Lysol.
there with a great
Mask.
big
A bucket
Great
of
big
mask,
sprayer.
Take a mask on the way in.
and putting 6-foot circles out there in his favorite grassy area, and the park police come and go, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm setting up the social distancing here.
Oh, well, they did that.
As long
They
as we
did
set up
that.
some no-fly zones for us so we can fly our drones without jets coming in and
Hey, just put up a lot of balloons in the air.
Look at
yeah,
it.
that's
all.
right.
Hold on. What? See, I lost my train of thought. You distracted me, Curtis.
That the city spray
You distracted me. I was looking for something. Oh,
the
here it
city
is.
put social distancing rings in the park so people can have a good time in 6 feet of distance in circles.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
They did. I'm looking for it right now. As we speak, Herman. I'm looking for it right now.
Stand in those circles and stay 6 feet away from each other.
They sprayed a bunch of circles in the park, and you can stand in that circle and do anything you want. So you got people
Anything?
stretching. Well,
As long as you don't reach into someone else's 6-foot zone.
right. So people are stretching, people are laying out, taking naps, all kinds of things. And I was actually looking for footage, but my YouTube page channel, the chat room is going, but why can't YouTube search for this? Because I figured if anyone had it, they would.
I don't know about New York, but up here, a lot of the places that I deliver to, they take your temperatures before they even let you on the property. I see that coming a lot in our future.
Oh, here it is. I found the news clip. Just let the commercial go through, and I'll show you what they're doing here in New York City parks. And it seems to be quite popular because they're doing it, and a lot of people are going to take note. And hold on, let me pull up this to share a screen. These are the social distancing circles that they're put in a park here in New York called Domino Park.
Oh, geez.
And this is actually what they're doing here. I mean, people can, if there's an empty circle, you could actually wait for someone to clear the circle. You know, you see them getting ready to leave and stuff like that.
But do we disinfect the circle?
That's what I was thinking. What do we do to the circle after you leave?
Listen, disinfect your own circle. But this is what they're doing right here. Because you know, this isn't live, but this park is called Domino Park.
I think they have artificial surface too.
When she finishes with the circle, someone else goes in, and that could be kind of.
You know, I'm glad I'm married, because dating right now would really be kind of rough.
You said dating right now?
Yeah, dating right now would really be rough.
It'd kind of be different, wouldn't it, with a 6-foot condom? You know, I don't know how that would work, but
you just put the condom over your whole body.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that idea should take off in a lot of places, because as long as you have that distance and you stay outside of that 6-foot circle, you should be okay.
6-foot condom?
Paul can't help himself. He's in rare form today. I don't know.
How is that going to take off everywhere?
We're all going to walk around with condoms on over our whole body.
Yep. With a snorkel.
I was about to say,
it's going to be a problem getting your arms in it, but.
Who's got the dog?
All right, Justin. Justin says he'll be on in a few.
What's the problem?
He about to tear your behind up, Ray.
Ray is in trouble. He's getting spoken to in
dragged down in the basement by the dog.
You should see his dog, though. His dog walks with an attitude and everything, and it's a little tiny little thing, but he walks with an attitude. He, like.
So yeah, I've got a little one too. It's about that big. It's my daughter's dog, and we named him Diesel because he thinks he is badass.
Yeah, I think it's Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah, he'll go up to a Rottweiler like nothing. I'm sitting there, that Rottweiler's looking at him like, "What? Are you a puppy or what? I don't know what to think about you."
Yeah, you know what's funny about that, Lawrence?
Huh.
We got a kid on the team, right? The kids call him Diesel. Anytime you need something done, you need a crash dummy, you need a guy to just stick his nose, fly right in there, where's Diesel? Come here. Just get in there.
Get out. and he's
he's
willing
put
to
his
go.
Nose right in there. He's the smallest guy we got.
Get out.
Well, how many hits is he good for before he limps off the field?
None, but he just keeps going. Other people get hurt around him.
They ought to call him the human stretch.
Oh, so when you want to create a play, you use him like the Bears used to use the
Other people get hurt around him. They're carrying people off the field.
What do you say, Herman? Point him in a direction and say, go.
Yeah, go.
Hulk smash.
And he's a little guy. But he think he can, so he does.
We're getting close. 1 minute to shot and a drop. Lawrence went to go get his shot. I know.
Did he, or he ran off?
Oh, he went to go get his shot because he's the leader of this show. And when he says shot and a drop on the hour, that's where he went.
So yeah, Paul, you flew today?
Yeah, I got 2 ships.
All right,
in between the rain drops this morning, I had an opening.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about this thing with Autel and DJI and the lawsuit?
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that, but we really didn't get into it. And Rand post the thing in the chat.
Hey, Corey.
In the group chat here. In the.
Hey.
about
Lawrence, did you get your shot? Are you ready?
I'm not drinking.
it. Yo.
As he holds up a drink.
As he holds
Today.
up a drink.
Right.
Today. I'm
Okay.
not
You're
drinking.
not drinking
That-
today?
Yeah,
What happened?
only today.
Well, Lawrence,
Hmm?
it's now night at 6 o'clock, so you're good. You're good to go, my brother.
Paul, I'm not drinking today.
Okay. Okay. We'll tell
Yeah.
everybody when the wife comes in and says, "What the hell's the matter with you?" Oh, he wasn't drinking.
He wasn't drinking today.
But he
Today.
told everybody, "Thanks for coming tonight."
Steve, Paul, you're gonna burn. That's okay. You're gonna burn, Paul. You do know that, right? All of a sudden, he's an impressionist now. That's okay. Well, your show's tomorrow. I got you. I got you. Your show's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Paul show.
Mm-hmm.
So what's good?
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
last week I totally forgot.
Mm-mm.
I was on the Xbox. They're killing these young kids that were popping junk.
Mhm.
Then I laugh at them all the time. Like, you just let an old man beat you. Then they start cursing and then just leave them there cursing. But I did forget last week.
Well, last week I'm sitting here. I got everything ready. I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for Paul to send me the link. And I'm sitting here. And I'm sitting here.
And no
I'm
link.
like- then I just was like. And then you sent me a message and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, they on. Paul never sent me a link.
I sent
Hey,
the
what's
link.
up, Deneen? How are you?
It didn't.
Well,
they
what
both came at the same time.
What I used to do is I used to send a link individually to everybody, and everybody says, "No, you just send one big long link."
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's how you get hacked.
That's how I learned. So now
Hello,
I
Deneen. How are you? Those of you who don't know Deneen, she's one of the best female
Hey.
drone pilots
Mm.
here in New York. And I say that because she flies more than any other female drone pilot I've seen here in New York. So support each other, support her page, let her support your page, and that's it basically. But
Lawrence,
I do remember
are you forgetting?
the first
Are you
time-
forgetting your part here, Lawrence?
Okay, here we go. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
guys. You didn't do a drunk, Paul. You're supposed to do a drunk, Paul. You want to try it again?
Are you talking to me? Or, I don't know.
Something tells me you used to play a professional drunk in your past life.
No, I just was what you know.
But I was getting ready to say, I remember the first meetup Deneen came to with NYC 5 Borough, and she had a breeze, and everybody had phantoms
That
and all the
extremely
other
windy
birds.
day.
And the wind was blowing like 20 something miles per hour. If you went higher than 30, 40 feet, you could risk your drone being blown away. And thank you, Deneen. Thanks very much. You have a great Sunday as well. And she took her breeze up, and now she's flying Mavics and Hotels and everything all over New York and outside of New York. I've seen some of those pictures too. But thanks for popping in. We appreciate the support. Anytime you pop in.
So I'm just curious. You guys don't use waypoints or orbit or any of that stuff. You do all your own orbits manually, right?
I do orbits manually, and I don't trust waypoints.
Do you go back and check to see how good your orbit was?
No.
I do. If you look down here in the bottom, you'll see my replay.
That looks like okay, interesting. No, I never check. I never check my orbit because I may turn an orbit into an S turn, or something. I may fly by the front one way,
Or it may end up being a super loop into a tree. You never know.
a power loop, Paul, power
Yeah.
loop.
Super loop in your case.
So this is not, I mean, it kind of looks like a perfect circle, but it's not. I start coming inward on it as I speed up through it. Yeah, I go back and check my orbits
Funny
every
how-
once in a while.
Right over.
No, I've never gone back to check my orbits. I know they're not perfect.
Just
I
a
know my
suggestion,
orbits
if you
are not.
want to become better, that's a great idea.
Hey,
is to-
Deneen said, "What's up,
Yeah,
Herman?"
I was speaking to her.
Deneen says mainly do panning and orbit manually. I do too, because by the time you get to the object, and if you want to use the smart feature, the point of view, you have to fly exactly over it, look down, make sure the camera's pinpointed. By then, manually, I'm already doing a damn orbit.
I agree.
Takes a lot of, so.
But it's a good way to, to go back and capture that footage and put them side by side to see how well you're doing. You can grow that way.
I fly FPV. I don't need to fly straight anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I canceled my.
Use us.
He doesn't worry about landing either, because gravity helps him out a lot of times.
Yeah,
A lot of times.
it's got to come down eventually.
That's right.
Wow.
By the way, I canceled my FPV stuff.
Why?
If they thought like that at the airport,
Why?
They kept back ordering it.
Huh?
They kept saying, "Oh, this is on back order. This is on back order." I said, screw it.
Well,
Just
were you
cancel
going
it.
through DJI or here in the United States?
I was going through Rotor Riot.
That's why.
Yeah.
They advertise, they never have anything in stock. Never. They just go by a name. And
Well, when I bought it, everything said it was in stock, but then they messaged me afterwards and says, "Well, we don't have the goggles right," because I wanted to buy the whole kit and caboodle all at once. And then the goggles weren't there, and then they didn't. Then a week later, I got an email that says the controller's not there. So after another week, I said, screw it. I'm working. I'm too busy to do anything right now. Anyway, I was in the middle of that 6 weeks of working straight. So
Tom, you're funny. FPV, good excuse for not flying straight. Yeah. I fly FPV. We never go in a straight line.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You don't
Until I learn how to fly in a straight line.
You don't have to fly your drone in a straight line.
I know.
Especially if you're drinking.
Yeah.
You can keep the subject on and focus and continuously turn the drone.
Yeah. All you have to do is keep it centered. Or
Well, I've seen a
You
few
don't
of those
even have to
FPV.
have it centered.
I've seen a few of those FPV guys do orbits.
You don't even have to have it centered. You can just be passing by the drone, passing by the subject as you're turning the drone. As you're passing by, you just turn it through. If you have open sky, that's not going in a straight line.
Can you imagine the battery life you'd have on the moon?
Yeah.
What it would be like.
But Paul,
what would it be like?
Are you flying on the moon or drinking on the moon?
Well, the moon lights my way.
All I know is, Paul, you're having issues today. That's true. FPV, they do a much faster high-speed orbit. I actually tried to do one today around me. I only made it a quarter of the way before I started getting distracted. Okay. Looks interesting.
Oh, it crashes into something in the kitchen or wherever that's at. Okay.
I don't know.
Hey,
Well,
in
my delivery drone.
In your case, Curtis, what you should have is one of those great big oxygen cylinders, and it has fins on it, and you just torpedo it down.
Yeah, no kidding. That is so that was a 360. That was Adobe Studios here in Seattle, where they make After Effects. I'm lucky enough I get to go hang out with those guys. And anyway, we took a 360 photo of the front foyer as you come in, and then I just added the drone and the delivery and stuff.
okay. Well, my editing skills aren't that good.
What was he delivering?
What was he delivering?
Adobe stuff.
6-foot condoms.
They were in a small box.
Well, no, they
Yeah,
fold
right.
up, they roll up.
But do they have the arms, the part of your arms that go into?
What happened?
Do they have where for your arms to go, or you just have to stay like this?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, it's Paul's invention.
You're right, Paul.
Yeah, it would almost look like Miss Pickle with arms, right?
Oh, here we go.
God, here we go. That's
No,
Lens capture.
that's
Lens
even
capture
more
said
creepy.
nice work, Curtis.
Thanks. Just don't drop your package next time. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, see, it was cool until you dropped it on the counter.
Well, is there
Yeah.
anybody else here in the chat that's flying the new Mavic Air 2?
That was supposed to be the topic, but we
it?
just went
What
squirrels so many times.
Well,
I haven't had that good of weather. I've gotten a couple, 3
But
flights with
did
it.
you receive yours?
yeah, you got
Oh,
it.
I've
Did
had
the
it for a
video with
week.
it.
Oh, see, I didn't see
He got
it.
it the other day there, and he did a couple of videos with it. You wasn't watching.
I got it last Thursday.
You wasn't
So have
watching?
you flown any ships with it?
Yes.
How do you like it?
Well, I'm used to the Zoom, okay, and it's more or less the bird is perfect. It's the different controller, and I'm used to using a tablet, and so then you got to take. In fact, here I'll show you how I'm using the tablet on the controller. So what I've done is I've used the regular between the handles tablet thing, and it fits in the controller, snaps down on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also, the problem is that you can't run a Crystal Sky, or you cannot run a smart controller with it.
Right.
And as you know, when you get out in the sunshine, this is like watching a cell phone. You can't.
Why don't you get a
usually
hood
see
for
it.
it?
Well, that adds even more weight to it,
Yeah, this is true, but if you have it connected to a lanyard, then you're good.
Yeah, you could do that. So I'm still in the experimental stage,
Okay.
but I don't
Hey,
understand why
Hey,
DJI
Mike
does
Goats,
this.
how are you?
They did this before. Remember when the Enterprise came out with the pilot app? So
Yeah.
I go out and buy both the Enterprises, and I am sitting here,
Mm-hmm.
and I also bought a smart controller, figuring that'd be great for the Enterprise, Nope, they don't fly with the Enterprise. It took
Yeah,
them like
wow.
3, 4, 5, or 6 months, wasn't it, Curtis,
almost
before
that, yeah.
they gave you the ability?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, because it was able to work with all three
Yep.
of the
Right, all three
Americans.
platforms.
Then
was all three
they
platforms.
added it to the Phantom 4 Pro,
Yep.
and when they brought it back, they took it off.
Yep.
And then they brought it. When the drone was out for a while, they put it back on. Yeah,
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what they did.
So technically, you can only fly 3. Pisses me off that DJI doesn't support the Crystal Sky, and now it seems the smart controller.
Yep.
I think the smart controller was just a fail to see. It was a big fail, and they wanted to see
I don't
who
think so.
was going to go for all the smoke and mirrors.
I don't think it was a fail. I believe
It
that
had less
anything-
power than a standard controller, though.
But what makes that a fail? If you have a controller for a drone that you can actually get good distance with it, it's just not for you to be able to be out there flying out of the line of sight. 40 miles out of the line of sight. You can fly a good distance with it.
Yep.
The
And
thing is,
it's like
if it was a fail, they wouldn't have improved it and put it into the Matrice 300.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Anything that works with OcuSync on OcuSync 2, they can develop it to put it right onto that thing. It's just a matter of time.
And as long as it's running the Go4 app, or now the pilot app, but they came out with these new drones now, like the Mini, and this one is using another new app called the Fly app.
And I think the Fly app is just to separate you from the prosumer, basically.
So isn't the Mini on What's that? What app is the Mini on?
The
That's
Crystal
that-
Sky
that's fine.
USB UB is a dream. Why can't they just support the updates?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I fly my Mavic 2 Zoom with. Is I have the big Crystal Sky Ultra.
They don't
Right.
support the updates for the app, you're saying?
No, they don't allow you to add that.
I
app
hear you,
to it.
Tom. But Tom says he's getting
got
old and he needs the
Well-
brightness that it offers.
Yep. In other words, like, you know how on most tablets you can just go download whatever you want?
Yeah,
I got what you're
No,
saying.
DJI. No.
it don't work like that.
Nope.
Of course. Well,
Well, they don't. I don't know. Maybe they will.
I tried to download the Fly app when I got the Mini on the Crystal Sky, and they come out and it pops
So
up on the screen. This device does not support.
So it just
and it's
supports
funny
the
because
first
it's
two apps.
Android.
Yep,
It's Android too.
exactly.
That's strange though.
Even if I'm trying to remember what site that is. You could go on and get.
We
the
appreciate
apps
you
from the
coming in for
website.
30
It's
seconds, Mike Goats.
Not on the.
We appreciate you being here. What
I don't
happened?
remember exactly how to do that. There was a way of getting all of the apps that we get from like the Play Store and from however you get them on what's that the Apple does, but the Apple Store, I don't know what the hell they call
Good
it.
night, Timeless. Thanks for coming in, brother.
Or is that another one of those? I don't know how they do it, but anyhow, there's a way of going online and getting all of these apps that we get on our phone and stuff like that.
Well,
And
John DiNardo hacked his.
No, it's not
Some-
even a hack. It's just another way of bringing the.
Well,
app.
he found a way to update his, and he has now the Fly app running on his smart controller. However,
Mhm.
he tried to run the Mini with it, and it didn't see it. But he could well, on the Fly app on the smart controller, he can fly his Mavic 2 all he wants
Mhm.
Interesting.
with the Fly app.
So maybe they're still crossing technology.
I don't know. You'd think a company that size, they'd have that figured out a long time ago.
He's
then again,
flying his
What
Mini-
do I know? You know,
He's flying the Mini on the Fly app with his smart controller.
You know, he can't do it.
Oh,
He won't
okay,
do
but
it.
he's flying his Mavic though.
His Mavic
Right,
with the
right.
Fly app on the smart controller. And what everybody that has a smart controller really likes is, and he can fly also his enterprise drone because it's using the pilot app. So when you turn it on, and it will automatically select which drone that you're trying to link to, and it'll link to whether it's the pilot app.
Lens
Go
Capture
app.
said, is he using jailbreaking to get it to work?
I don't know. He didn't
Because
elaborate.
I would think if he's flying his Mavic, he would want to just fly it on the Go 4 app.
Yeah, exactly. But when he linked it up, it gave him a choice. And, John, he likes to explore, so it says on the Go
I
app.
trust that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like you're trying to break something
I wouldn't
purposely.
trust that.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to break something because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm a firm believer of that, and I learned that with FPV. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah.
If
But
it works,
that's my, I love the stability and everything of
That's
the
an
DJI
oxymoron.
products. However, as far as the programming and the updates and everything, I always seems like DJI's just a little bit behind.
welcome back, Ray.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go season them lamb chops real quick.
Yeah, it sounds like that dog is about to season you if you ain't give him none.
Dude, like they see it coming out of this season, they going crazy. Jesus Christ. I ain't even put them on the grill yet.
Sound like he was mad at you too. He's like, hurry up and cook
It's
that.
5 of them. It's
Cook
5
that
of them.
mother.
5 of them.
5 of them?
Yeah, because I'm up in the mountains, so we got 5 of them up here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you in the Poconos then?
If
Yeah,
he
yeah.
give that,
All right,
if he
all
give
right,
that little
all right.
dog, if he give that little dog a lamb chop, he like.
Hey, Brant Ariel.
Feet.
Yo, he gonna
Hey,
be
Brant,
done.
how you doing?
They're gonna be done.
He can fly the Air 2 with the Go 4 app.
Oh, the new
Okay.
update came out?
No, they're talking about for Crystal Sky, a guy John Donato. is able to fly the Mavic Air using the Go 4 app on the smart controller.
But he doesn't own a Mavic Air
No,
2.
he
so
said his Mavic is the Pro.
Oh, get out.
yeah, he can
Oh.
fly the Pro, not the Mavic Air.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
With the Crystal Sky on with the Fly app though.
Well, with the smart controller, he can fly the Mavic 2 Pro,
Right.
but it won't link to his Mini, which is the Go app, because he can't. He loaded it, backdoored it, and it doesn't see it over on the Mini.
Yeah, because the Mini is a Wi-Fi drone. It's going to be very hard for it to connect through that system that they have.
Right. Those are two different technologies.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi and OcuSync. Two different platforms, I should say.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Ray, Joe Max
he's
says,
not
"What's
able
up?"
to test. He doesn't have. He won't buy the Air 2 until he knows he can use his smart controller, and so he's in a conundrum. If he doesn't own the Air 2 and he's got his smart controller with the Fly app loaded, he doesn't know, is it going to work with that one?
They said it's an update coming out for the Mavic Air 2 for the smart controller, because the Herman's Bird has it now. You could use the Phantom 4 with that now.
Yeah.
You could use a Mavic 2 Pro.
I understand that. I don't see the Mini ever being able to be
Oh
used.
no, not the Mini.
No, because it's Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
That's not.
And you need something that I don't know.
And see, that's the other thing. That's the other thing too, Ray, is kind of mystifying to me. The Fly app.
Okay, Curtis.
The Fly app for the Mini was developed as a Wi-Fi platform.
Hey guys,
now
I got to jet out of here.
They've adapted it
Nice
now.
talking to you, brother.
Well, see it,
All right,
Curtis.
Curtis.
The wife
Now
needs me
they
to do a bunch
they
of
have
stuff.
adapted the Fly app for OcuSync 2.
Well, see, Lens Captures is enraged because he's like, I can't use my $1,000 Crystal Sky with my $500 Mini.
Yep.
And you want to know what? That should not be, because if it was a smart controller, it should have all technology: OcuSync, OcuSync 2, OcuSync ultra high
Pilot app,
whatever the hell it is.
All of those apps.
That Crystal Sky should have every one of those
using
apps.
two different things.
Yeah, they are.
Is it the Crystal Sky we talking about, or are we talking about the smart controller?
Right, those two different things. Yeah. Now the Crystal Sky.
Lens Capture is saying the Crystal Sky because we know that's Android based.
I get that.
That's Android based, and I could see him being pissed about that.
Yeah.
But the smart controller should be able to control everything that runs on DJI.
Yeah.
Well, remember, it just came out, so it was like that with all their birds. It takes a minute.
It's gonna work with anything that runs on OcuSync 2.
Yep.
Yeah. But you still have
you're gonna wake up tomorrow. It's gonna be an app, or it's gonna be a picture of his Mavic Air 2 on there. Watch.
What's up, Justin?
What's up?
Hey,
Hey,
Justin, tired.
Hey. Yeah, I'm a zombie right now.
Well, you decorated the house for your daughter, right? So she's happy, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matter.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, how old is she now?
11.
She's 11. Just keep in mind, in about 2 or 3 more years, all that effort you put into that birthday, she's gonna say, "Why did you do that? You could have gave me the money."
That's true.
That's gonna be next
That's
year.
your Crystal Sky.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is my Crystal
In the next
Sky
2
Ultra.
3 years, you won't know nothing.
Oh, that's pretty. That's the big one, the ultra bright
That's
one.
the big
Yeah.
Ultra. Yep.
Yeah, that's the
that's like
same one Tom
1200, huh?
has.
What is that? What is that? 9-inch or something like that?
Unfortunately, since it's
Yep, it's
combined
big.
actual controller,
Pretty.
And it's
Yes,
got
it
all
is.
the outputs and everything on the side, you know.
So you can hook up external
Yep.
HDMI out to another monitor
Yep.
from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Nice, man. Wow.
you know what? That would be hot to hook up some goggles to.
Oh yeah, you can really do it with this guy.
Mhm.
Right, so people
And
can
do the
see
same
what
thing
you're
with my
flying.
tablet, Lawrence.
So basically, I can take my FPV goggles and run my HDMI line
Right-
out into
Right
that.
into that. Yep.
Okay, all right. See, that would be hot.
That has SD card slots, right?
I saw
SD card.
Lawrence,
You can also record
happened,
right off of
Herman?
it too.
That's exactly how I used the goggles to film that video that time.
Okay.
I
All
plug
right.
it in. You have to
Straight
plug
out
in. For the light bridge, you have to plug in. OcuSync, you can go wireless.
Using, he says he used, okay, it's 7.85. Okay.
Yeah, but I
And 2 SD
like
card
that,
slots.
that Crystal Sky.
Hey, Justin, don't come on here yawning, man.
Uh-oh.
He didn't yawn 2 times already. I'm like,
That's why you got to hit him with the shot and the drop.
All I know is I don't know what
Whichever
time I
one
went to
you
sleep
want to
last
pull.
night.
5 minutes, Paul, right?
Hey, well, you ain't doing
Yeah,
no
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Or 5 minutes to get ready, guys.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I don't know. Hold on a second. I have to get something out the kitchen.
If I have a shot, I'm probably gonna drop.
Okay, never mind. They got it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but
Yeah,
that's
we can see it fine.
That's the Fly app.
Mhm.
And it says I should be able to load it. As soon as I tell it to download, install,
Mhm.
I click that. See how it's got a red circle going around now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Comes
Yeah.
up and it says device app. This app has access to device identity, whatever. And you normally would hit the green that's continue.
Right, but it's not highlighted.
It's grayed out.
It's grayed out.
Okay, it's not ready yet.
Not ready yet. Right.
Don't worry
Still,
about it.
it's still in the oven.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Don't worry about it, Paul. You'll
Yeah,
get it.
it'll be there.
There was other things that people thought would never come to it.
Yeah.
Can't you? You can load Lychee to it now too, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
In the beginning, you couldn't do that.
No,
Well, there wasn't a lot you could do with it other than just to
no
go for it.
third-party apps when it first came out.
Right.
Yep.
But that's why I tell you that Lychee has a lot to do with DJI, bro. On a low.
Oh yeah, they have to give them the ability to do it.
Yep.
Hey,
And they're a
Robert,
reputable
good.
company, that company, man. Like that's why I use that app, that Lychee app. That's why I paid for it because it works very well. And just like when you hook up any drone, it recognizes the drone and everything, man.
Yep.
But the
Yeah,
good thing I
I
like
have the
about
app.
it
I just-
also, before whatever settings you had on the Mavic the Go 4 app,
Mhm.
they transfer the settings on there. But then you couldn't change it before. But now you can change it when you're on Lychee.
Mhm.
So I can, you know.
Yep.
I have the app. I just never used it on the Phantoms. On the Phantom 4.
Yo, it's
I use
perfect.
it on the 3.
Yo, it's perfect
And
for
when
the
you
Phantom,
when
though.
you get this, it's got an external battery right here, and it tells you how much you got left, and you can swap them out. You get 2 batteries with it.
That's a nice kit, though, Paul.
And the
I was
charger.
thinking about getting that, but when it was Android based, I was like, nah. Yeah, but that.
How many updates have you done on that, Paul?
On this one,
Yeah.
just 3, 4 of them since
Okay.
I've had it over a year.
You use it all the time?
Yeah, that's all I fly the Mavic 2 Zoom with.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because you're out in that sunlight, and these old eyes I can't see a phone as much as I want to when I'm doing those. When you're going around a ship like that,
Right. You want to be able to see an antenna line
Yeah.
or a cable.
I have to say that thing in direct sunlight is amazing. It's like
Yep.
clear as day. I'm like, wow.
The ultra bright one, right?
Yeah,
Yep, it's the
no
ultra
joke.
bright.
I was like, wow.
And the only downside is this: you got to get used to it, because what you got to remember is when you're adjusting your exposures and stuff,
Hey, Robert, I
this
sent you
thing
an
makes
invite.
everything look bright, whether it's
Yeah.
you're
You gotta
recording it.
basically leave that monitor like on the normal in the middle, like.
Yep.
And then do your exposure from your wheel or your drone, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-mm. But it doesn't even. But if you lessen the brightness on the controller, on that monitor, it doesn't change it on the drone, so it doesn't matter if it's bright on the screen or not.
Right. You
As long as your ISO is set for 100 or 800, if it's nighttime, that won't change.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sensor on the camera is going to read it in the monitor and the meter the same way.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't think that Lychee app will work with the Mavic Air 2.
Yes, it does.
Probably not, because
Probably
it
work with
wasn't
anything.
written. Probably not, but I'm sure it's just a matter of a download.
It don't work right now, but I guarantee it will. It didn't work first with the Mavic 2 Pro either.
The thing worked with the Phantom 3 stand.
Lychee worked back then, right? And it worked with everything. I've never seen anyone use Lychee with an Inspire though.
No.
Hello, Robert.
I don't think
I
you can
used
use
it with the 3D
Inspire,
Solo.
'cause when
No?
you read about it, it's Inspired camera won't allow you because at least you don't have the features to control that camera.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I get a notification from Lychee that they are hoping that within a couple of months for the Mavic Air. Yeah, that's usually how it is. Usually about 2 to 3 months, they usually come out with something because people are requesting it.
And then DJI had to get it right first. They can't let you get it out there. Somebody drone fly away and they ain't even got it out yet, you know?
Hey, Recovery Drone, he's using those Epson glasses with the displays.
I've seen people use those. I've seen people use them.
I guess I've never heard anybody say they glad they spent the $800 or $900 or not.
I heard they were nice though in the dark.
We have a guy here in New York that shows up to meetups with them, and he plugs them in, and he has his little controller, and he seems to fly fine with them. In fact, I haven't heard any complaints about it, but I haven't heard any reviews or seen any reviews either.
Yeah, you don't. It's like it fell off the planet on YouTube, you know.
Well, I think the price mark was it. What's that, Justin?
Lens Capture uses that all the time.
Yeah, he does.
It's pretty dope though.
You know what it is though, Paul? I think with a lot of people, when it comes to goggles, they want the enclosure. They want the enclosed feeling.
Yes, agreed, because you feel the drone while you're flying. If a gust of wind pushes you, you feel you don't feel it, but your brain thinks you feel it because you see that shove.
That's why I couldn't do FPV or even like them DJI goggles, because I gotta have sense of people around me. You see? So having those glasses that he has, he can still detect people around him and still fly.
Right. He can still fly, look at telemetry, and still see. And I think those were designed well.
That's dangerous, bro. I'm telling you. I will never use my goggles unless Matt or somebody else is with me. Because I'm always thinking like a kid, somebody gonna come out and slap me in the back of my head and run. Because that's what I would do.
Well, and the other thing is I saw an older guy. I was down by the water. I saw an older guy, and he was just new at it, I could tell. And he took the bird off, and it shot up in the air, and he fell over backwards on his back. And it's like he sat up and he looked around. Of course, the bird just came back down.
I wish I had recorded Justin yesterday when we were flying in Brooklyn, because even though Justin was sitting down on the bench, he went to do something and he was like this. And I was like, Justin, put your head down. You look like Stevie Wonder. You know, so and even though I've been doing it for a little while, it's hard not to turn your head. Like today I was flying, and when you tilt the camera up, it gives you more of a pitch so you can fly faster. So I'm learning how to fly faster, and I there was a pole coming up, and I couldn't decide whether to go left or right. So I jumped to the left, and when I jumped to the left, I moved my head to the left like I was ducking from around the pole. You know, so it's not easy to wear goggles. I did not hit the pole.
The other pole was there.
Pole, I did not hit the other pole either. Stop it. Right, Justin?
He's at a point, Herman, I don't think he would admit to it.
I hit the pole this time.
Yeah, see. That
I'm telling you, you got to get the cord for that and plug it into your Phantom. I'll let you use the tablet one day and you fly it and tell me how you like the Phantom with those things.
Flying like that.
I'm telling you, it's a lot nicer. That's why you see me use the hood.
Right. The hood is just like
in there.
The hood is just like having a goggles.
The ability to look up and look around when I hear and feel things around me.
You also got the ability to take your head out of it when you're sweating like somebody poured a bucket of water on your ass too.
Hey,
that's always gonna be the case.
Yo, Herman was drenched, boy, yesterday. He came out of that hood. I'm like, what the hell?
Herman, didn't DJI experiment at one time where you could move your head
later
with Lychee, you could do that with the Mavic series.
With the goggles.
Yeah, with the goggles. With Lychee, you can do that. turn left, the drone go left. You go up, the camera controls.
Yeah, head tracking. The head tracking.
Yeah, it's serious, man. And you know, on Leachy's screen, it looks like the Fly app. They don't have all that crap on it like DJI have, all that unnecessary crap all in the middle of the screen. Like they kill your screen.
Yeah.
You know? Leachy have everything on the corner or on the perimeter of the tablets. It looks perfect, man.
Cool.
Only thing you see in the middle is the grid.
And Leachy does have a decent female voice talking back, as opposed to like when I'm flying FPV, all I hear is telemetry lost. You know, Leachy talks to you the whole time from takeoff.
You can set up, she'll tell you your battery level, she can tell you your altitude, repeat every minute, every 20 seconds, whatever you set it for. That's why I always say, like, beginner flyers, they need Leachy. Because they don't know where they at or how high they are. Leachy gonna tell them.
True. You know, it's funny because you would figure by now DJI would have adapted that.
Yep.
I got an interesting warning message today when I took off to go fly a ship.
With the Mavic Air 2?
It went and with the
Mavic Air 2?
No, with my Mavic Zoom. And it says high
wind velocity.
No, high controller interference.
Yeah.
And it was box in red. And then I went a little ways, it went away, went a little ways further, came back again, and then it never did it the rest of the time.
That sounds like where you were standing, the signal to your drone was being obstructed and or interfered by something else, because I know when we're flying FPV, we can fly around police officers, right? But if a police officer keys up his mic and holds it, if he keys it up and talks and releases, it's fine. But
I've seen that before.
If he holds the mic down for about 3 to 5 seconds, he could block you. He could wipe you out. And if he's between you and your drone, the police radios are strong enough to do that. But you have ship band radios, which is
we got
a ham radio level.
Yep.
So
radar,
it could have been any number of things. They have something called multipathing, Paul. Where multipathing is, if you fly, those of you who have been to Flushing Meadows and have flown the metal globe, well, if an object is made out of metal and your drone is flying around it or near it, if you're too close, your signal actually goes past your drone and bounces off of the object and comes back at your drone in reverse. So the direct signal to your drone is saying fly left, but the signal bouncing off of the metal to your drone is saying fly to the right. They call that multipathing, and that happens a lot in FPV when people are diving buildings. And I've seen it happen with DJI drones, 3DR solo drones also around metal structures. So maybe that's what you're having, Paul. You might want to look it up or do a search for it, multipathing.
Yeah, well, I was right along the water, down here a little bit, parked in the parking lot.
Thank you much, Capture.
And there, there were cars, but I think there was.
Aren't you along the water?
Yeah, it was along the water.
But how close are you to that metal fence when you fly?
Oh, I'm back a ways.
Okay, because I remember we had a meetup here in New York, and you guys remember Fallon. And she's very short, tiny little person. She's not a little person, but she's short. And there was a metal fence or railing, and she was saying, I'm getting all this interference. Why am I getting interference? And it was because she's so short that where her hand was with the controller, it was behind the metal fence.
So it was trying to go through the fence.
Yeah. So there's a number of things that could interfere with you, Paul.
Yeah.
You need to find out what it is.
Well, I've never had it before. I'll just be cognizant.
But do you fly from the same spot all the time?
Yeah, like if it's a downbound ship, I'm way over here, like here, okay?
Away from the parking lot and people.
Yeah, and that's a good 30, 35 feet to my car, and I'm sitting on a stool right there. So, in north of it, I'm the same type of thing,
Okay, because I'm just trying to figure out why we live in one of the most interferent cities in the world. And I'm trying to figure out why or what around where you are that would cause that type of interference.
All that open space.
because the bridge, I can see that creates multipathing because it's metal and or concrete with rebarb. So your signal is going to bounce back off of that. But when you're, like you said, when it's going north, if you're getting interference that way, is there a buoy there out there? Because some buoys have satellite transmitters as well.
Well, they're just lighted buoys and they're down here. There's
they're just
nothing up
lighted.
in this area.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to troubleshoot why you might be having some type of issue or come up with a
Well, I'm
logical
thinking maybe
solution.
somebody that was parked car down or whatever might have had some kind of might have been a ham radio operator and had some high powered equipment in it or something.
But still, it still shouldn't affect you with OcuSync. That's what's strange. Now, see, like I said, the bridge, I could see if you were passing under the bridge, close to the bridge, around the ship.
Right about here is about as close as I get to the bridge, and I wait for it to come under the bridge, and
that's because DJI will not allow you to go near the bridge.
Oh no, I can.
Okay, that you choose this. Okay, so you don't go under the bridge.
I got a lot of new warnings. Right now, when you go over 400 feet, a red box pop up on the left. You are now past 120 meters. You must descend. That's a new. Everything's popping up now.
I haven't flown my Phantom in a while because I need to get a new controller for it.
And when they tell you at your own risk, you know.
Yeah.
They warning you, and they also recording that you went past that too.
Right.
On your flight log, you know.
Yeah.
And
the flight log is going to see how long. The flight log is going to show how long you stayed above that 400
feet. So you
feet.
can't hide that?
You can't hide that.
Nope.
You can't. Flight log is your flight log.
Exactly.
Flight record, your record. You can't hide that. Nope. I mean, even when you don't have the restrictions on your drone, you know, it still has all of those things. Those pop-ups still come up.
Yeah.
Instead of like with drones that tell you that, you know, guys have, you know, the geo fences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When your drone is not set to recognize them, it still tells you that you've entered into those areas.
Yeah.
Or you're about to enter into those areas.
Mm-hmm.
You still get those warnings.
Yeah, you still get them.
Well, all I know is that we live in the busiest city with the most interference. There is so much Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G.
Well, that's why when you said what you said, I was like, damn, I don't know of any bridge that has more steel on it than the Williamsburg Bridge and the
right.
And
the Manhattan Bridge. That bridge where Paul is, we fly under these bridges with no problem.
What I will say is that if you're on the other side of the Manhattan Bridge and you get in between that and the Brooklyn Bridge, you could get interference.
Well, that's because of Brooklyn Bridge Park. They have all of that drone tech there.
That's because of the fact that you are behind the Manhattan Bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah, the signal can't go nowhere. They're bouncing right there.
You can't get
the signal between both those bridges. You see, when we fly from Division and we go towards the bridges, and every time I get past one and get in the middle of the other two, I blank out.
Right, because of the Manhattan Bridge.
It don't matter.
It's because of the Manhattan Bridge.
All straight up metal.
It's a big steel box.
Yep.
But the Williamsburg Bridge, you can go over and under and over all day, and it's a bunch of steel, but it's big open space on both sides of it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one thing I never did flew under these bridges yet.
Oh, hey, I went under the Williamsburg
done that before. Yo.
Justin, your wall, man. Last week you had I saw like 5 birds up. What's up? I know one of them is mine under construction. I know one of them is mine under construction.
Oh, everything is just I'm moving, changing. I was cleaning up a little bit, so everything is all over the place.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. I'm trying to keep a tally on how many racing drones you have. but I can't tell. I have to make a list.
Sean's a good point, right?
Yeah. Sean said good point. Hey, JSK Enterprise, how are you? Just getting here, dude. We appreciate you coming in, whether you're early, whether you're late. We appreciate you supporting those guys. Period, and all of you as well. I'm cracking up, still grounded with my Mavic Air for 3 months and no contact back from DJI. Joe Mack. Your Mavic Air, your regular Mavic. That's right. You've been having issues. He's been having issues over in Ireland with the Mavic Air, and I don't remember it exactly, but for some reason it will not go anywhere. When there are parts, technically there are no. When there are parts, technically there are no parts. That's the line to the other halves anyway.
Mia, stop.
That I totally understand, Sean. Is it supposed to rain tonight, guys?
It was just drizzling a few
Because
minutes
I'm
ago.
looking at the sky now and I see it
great.
No, I'm just asking because then I won't have to go out and water the lawn. It's gonna rain. Anytime I don't have to go out there and do it, that's a plus.
On the pockets and the standing up, huh?
Calibrate. Oh, that's right. That's the issue that Joe Mack has. He has a Mavic Air, and it keeps telling him that he needs to calibrate the vision sensor, but it doesn't show up on the screen, and it won't register it from the screen.
What do you mean register from the screen, yo?
You know how you hold the drone up and you follow the blue dots?
Right.
It will not read those blue dots from the screen.
Now, he probably got to start his computer in the debug mode.
Well, no, Joe Mack, are you trying to do it on a television or are you trying to do it on a computer screen?
You got to do it on the computer screen through the Assistant 2 app, right?
Yeah, but you can't do it on a TV screen.
Right. It will not work because I'm looking up. I have a TV screen here, but on the bottom here, I have a computer screen.
Yeah.
Now, when I try to do like the same sensor calibration on the television, it doesn't have enough pixels to read.
No,
it doesn't. Work. In fact, now that I have the screen here, thanks to Justin, I can actually it hasn't asked me to calibrate it in a while. My PC comes through your TV. That's what the problem is, Joe.
Yep.
That in order to do that particular sensor calibration, it needs to be done on a computer screen.
A monitor, yeah, computer.
On a monitor because the pixels are a lot finer. Your television pixels are like this, and the pixels on a computer screen are a quarter the size for definition.
Well, it'd be kind of like doing it through wax paper, you know?
Besides Ray, do any of the other guys have the Mavic Air 2? No.
Paul got it.
Paul does have, yeah. And he's still in testing phases, but that was supposed to be the talk of tonight. But hey, DL Fly, not
Deke Savannah got his too. Didn't Sean get his?
Yeah, he was flying it.
Yeah, Sean was flying his as well. I see. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Did you fly yours, Ray?
I just playing around with it. I've got some. I'm trying to figure out right now with it.
How does
that Mavic Pro 2, that Mavic 2 Pro.
Nah, that Phantom 4 Pro.
What's up with
Phantom 4 Pro has got him. He's hooked.
I took it out yesterday with Herman, and I haven't took my Phantom out in like 5-6 months.
Ray, I flew a ship with it, and it did just fine. But
listen,
the controller feels different, and that
I love that
app's different.
I love that feel. That feel is like for big hands like mine. I need that feel
because that reminds you of the Phantom 4 controller.
Yeah, that's what I was using, the Phantom 4 controller I'm talking about. Like, I used a Phantom 4 yesterday, and I've been using it in 5 months. Like, I'm like, the Mavic is going to be on the side for a minute now, you know?
Yep. It does feel like the Inspire or the Phantom controller.
Yeah, and then I'm used to shooting with decenter light. Like, the Mavic Pro 2, I love it. It takes great shots and videos, but it don't give me no challenges. With decenter light, you have to really put your work into the editing. DJI, the Mavic 2 Pro with that Hasselblad, it's coming out with all the colors and everything. That's why in my styles, I drop everything down in my styles, almost everything to minus, because it's too sharp. And then we put it in post, it looks fake. And that's why a lot of people, when they put up
it looks
pictures,
like CGI.
The same thing with the Phantom 4 Pro.
Right. It looks like CGI. It looks like it's computer generated.
That's why I like the decenter light, because the decenter light is almost flat. It's a step above D-Log, and you can really do a lot of things and capture detail with decenter light. But the Mavic Air 2 has the decenter light on it.
It does.
Yeah,
decenter light and 60 frames per second, where the Mavic 2 Pro only got 30 frames and no decenter light.
Yeah,
there's two settings.
You know, if I could afford it, I wouldn't mind getting the Mavic Air 2 because I think, and Sean Vana touched on this, it might be one of the last generation style mini drones before all the drone laws and everything change.
Well, and besides that, Lawrence, if you got yourself the Air 2, this is my opinion, you would think to yourself once you got it, why didn't I do this right off the bat?
Telling you, I was telling him. Oh yeah, Al, and another thing, you still got your Mavic, right?
Yep.
Listen, man, I got this lady. She's a good friend of mine, man. She wants to rent it, but I don't have a Mavic Pro. She wants to rent it, bro. If you got to just sit there getting dust, why don't you make some money off of it? I rented two of them out for two people already.
You know what? We'll have to talk about that.
No, listen, I'm telling you right now, it's sitting in the car. The battery's going wasted.
No. Only thing that I use that Mavic Pro for is I'm documenting a building from the basement up out here.
Oh, that building. Okay.
But that's the only thing.
Okay.
Well, you could continue on.
Listen, she only needed it for a weekend. Too. She only needed it for a weekend.
She only needs a Mavic Pro for the weekend.
It's for the weekend.
We gotta.
And Lawrence, you can continue on with the documentation with the Mavic Air 2. You wouldn't have to worry about anything.
It's a different format. I have my Mavic Pro set up like Ray says with the style and everything turned down.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cinelike. Yeah. And actually, hold on. I'll show you right now.
No, I'm saying she only wants it for the weekend.
We could probably talk.
Because I said I'm gonna talk to you and John. I didn't get a chance to talk to John.
I'm down. I'll hit you up. What time you be at work tomorrow?
I won't be at work tomorrow. So just call me anyway, because I could link it up together with her, and she'll come out and get it wherever it is.
Okay, this building right here. It's on the wrong window. Hold on, but this here is this project, right? I've got it from this stage here. This is the latest project. This is the latest. I've only been back 3 times, but this is where they're at now. And I'm gonna use it to actually speed ramp everything and show different footage, etc.
Like a time lapse.
As the building grew, etc.
Yeah, that's
because I have most of the same moves, moving left to right, backwards and forwards, using this same building from this same angle too. Also, now they're about to cap this off.
You can tell that's decent like all day.
Yep.
Yeah. You can tell it's in decent like.
Yeah.
You can tell definitely because it's flat, like you said, and the coloring and everything is just plain. You can definitely tell decent like. Do you know what? When I got my first DJI drone, someone said put it in D-Cinelike and don't use nothing else. And I don't even know what D-Log or True Color look like.
D-Log is what they do with the Inspire. They use the D-Log with the Inspire and that probably that new Matrice a lot with the D-Log.
I could not tell you. I could not tell you what True Color looks like, seriously, on my drone or D-Log.
They're good for shooting in the sun.
Right.
For what?
Doesn't just boost the colors up or something like that?
D-Log, you just can get more detail with D-Log and D-Cinelike, your shots to be more detailed.
Well, like I said, I've used D-Cinelike. I actually need to go through those other settings. I have never ever.
No, you don't need them, Al. You waste your time.
You saw the picture, Lawrence. You saw the picture I posted on Facebook of the buildings from yesterday.
Yeah,
that's the sun.
Yeah. Itself, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking right into it.
That's right. Sun.
Yep. Yeah. What can ruin a camera? The sun.
Yeah.
Or ruin your camera sensors? The sun. And you know it's bad when they put a black dot where the sun is. That just means the sensor can't handle that light and it shut off that part of the sensor. You've seen the FP. I don't know if you've seen, but
just like you closing your eyes when you see the sun, you close your eyes. Same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what the sensor does in DJI drones. But when you can look, commercial shots are compatible with D-Log. Okay.
That's what I said. D-Log. They use commercial. All of them use D-Log. When they make a movie, they use D-Log.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Everybody when they film it, they use straight D-Log.
Yeah. The recovery one says the ADS. What is the ADS? Is the best forward part of the Air 2. What is ADS? I'm not familiar
Isn't
with
that
it.
the
That's a photo setting. ADS
Okay.
is a photo settings in there.
Okay, I'm not familiar with it. I've heard people talk about ADS.
Yeah, so you know, if you look through that Phantom, the whole list of the settings for the pictures, you don't want to mess with none of that stuff, bro. That blue business that I started out in the beginning that everybody went crazy with,
Color
that blue.
profiles.
Yeah,
Right, that's it. Yeah, don't use that, bro. Don't use that
Color
other.
profiles.
Yeah, this please.
Oh, ADS is the sensors of other aircraft. Oh, that's
It's only
right.
on
'cause
the
Billy
Enterprise.
Kyle,
It's
Oh,
not
I
in
think it's
there.
ABS. My bad.
right? Billy Kyle did mention that a helicopter that flew over before he did his review from that parking lot structure that he does down the river, and he was saying that while he was setting up, the ADS had told him an helicopter was coming.
It's not in the Mini though.
It's not.
It's
Yeah.
The Mini.
I mean, the first Mavic Pro told you that when it's an aircraft.
That's true, but that's when they were playing
street.
around with it. Remember?
Yeah.
You would see the aircraft on this side,
On
which
this side,
meant if you looked in that direction, the aircraft was. If you look from the ground up, you could probably find the aircraft.
Yeah.
I do remember that, and they took it off again.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
took
on
it off.
anymore.
Yeah, they took it off.
But I guess they were playing around with it.
I think
Because,
they made a mistake by
DJI
putting it
will
on, 'cause
test.
that's a feature you're gonna see later on with this remote ID.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Because I thought it was great. Me living by JFK International Airport, it's important for me before I go flying out here where I live to know what flight path. If they're coming in over the ocean, I know I can only fly within a certain radius of either side of that flight path. Because now on the map, it shows you the flight path and it tells you what the ceiling is, etc. So let's see where they go with it.
Showing Ray that how air maps will show you
Oh,
how
yes.
how
Ray.
the air control airspace moves.
Have you guys
And how
seen
they
that?
move it.
Herman pointed it out to me on Air Map, Ray. They've stretched out in Brooklyn and other places. Bush Terminal is now in the unrestricted airspace.
I told you that. That's why that guy got his drone taken.
Wow.
You know, and that's something new. Like I told you, a friend of mine that work over in Bayonne, they knew these drones were coming from Brooklyn constantly over there. He told me that he drives those boats over there because he was like, "Yo, who be flying these drones over?" I said, "Damn sure not me. I don't never fly my drone."
And how long is that trip? That trip is like 18,000 feet.
18,000, 19,000 feet.
Yeah, they're flying
One way
across New York Harbor, York Harbor into New Jersey.
Just enough time to get there to take one shot and got to come right back. Them boys got some serious cojones, man. I give it to those dudes, man. They did it. I ain't got them like that. I got it for other things, but not for that.
I'm not trying to do that.
Nah, I won't even try to. I'm gonna drive my truck over to Bayonne, and I'm gonna take it from right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, I mean, it's still in G space, but I'm just looking at.
It's altitude restrictions, though, right?
Yes.
It's a 300, and when you get over there, depending on how deep in the Bayonne, because when you get over to the shipping, where the ships are, that's still outside of controlled airspace, and the teardrop and all that's outside of controlled airspace.
Right.
But you get in further, you got a 50-foot ceiling.
Right. Okay. And but the teardrop is
because
about
of the
50
airport,
feet, right?
No, but you gotta remember the airport.
Right. Newark Airport is right around the corner from
But
there.
you've noticed if you open up your map in the right-hand corner of the DJI Go 4 app, you'll see the pattern of the planes.
Yep.
All you have to do is be outside of them.
Yep. That's true because we do it all the time out here.
I have a tendency not to follow the DJI app because if you look at a sectional and you look at the DJI app and anything you know about airspace, it makes absolutely totally no sense. Even
what I heard? Because you're looking at it on Android, bro. You're looking at it on Android.
No, what I'm trying to tell you
I'm going to show you next time I see you.
They don't cover altitude of the airspace.
Watch, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you on Apple. Me and Matt had that same conversation. That's why Matt switched over to an Apple. I'm telling you, it's something with that Mapo or what they're using for that satellite. It don't give you the updated stuff on Android like they would give you on Apple. I approved that already.
If it's not on the sectional, it don't exist.
I hear what you're saying, but that's like strange because, well, Matt can explain to you why he switched over.
Because if you look at all of these apps, they show you a bunch of circles, a bunch of circles, a bunch of circles.
Yep, the green circles are starting to grow like
when you go to the sectional.
Oh, the paper. Okay.
When you go to the sectional, this is what matters. This is the law.
Yeah, but is that updated? That's a new one.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If it's a new one, then it's the law. Yeah.
Is that a new one? What's the date on that?
Right. If it's 5 years old, it ain't new.
Oh, this ain't no 5 years old.
What's the date on it?
Well, I think it
This was
updates
just up to the
every
end of
month, I think,
just at the end of last year. So
it's going to change by the end of last year.
Yeah.
What, as far as airspace?
Yeah.
No, as far as like the circles. Yeah.
Yeah. If you fly as a private pilot, Herman,
Mhm.
you have to get a new air map every 3 months, a new chart.
No, I get it. What I'm saying to you, as far as your airports and your airspace,
they just widen
this
it. They widen
shows
it.
you, but it doesn't show you. What I'm saying to you, you have a circle on those apps. That doesn't mean shit. This is what tells you what type of airspace it is. This is what tells you how far that airspace actually travels, how high it is.
Yeah.
The app doesn't tell you that. It's just a circle.
Right. But we ain't walking around with that big ass shit like
I
that.
get it, but people don't know that they can actually fly in those places.
I got you. I know what your point you're making. Yeah.
I can see her. I can see Herman out there with that laid on the
that's
ground
what
with a rock in
Put up
this
on the
corner
fence.
and a rock in that corner and a rock in that.
Oh, Paul, you
That remind me like the old days.
clip it up
I
on the
tell
fence.
these kids today.
There you
I
go.
tell these kids today, I'm gonna get you on my atlas. Take me somewhere and read the map on here. Man, I ain't
Don't
using
be
that.
lost.
I use
Or-
Google. I go to
or
Google.
Be
just-
lost. They
or
don't even
just
know we're in
like-
the ocean.
Just
Lost.
like the New York Times, I learned in elementary school how to fold the New York Times so that it's only this big
there we
every
go.
time you
Yeah.
read a
There
section.
you go. There you go.
And you
That's
can go-
that's law.
Hey,
That's
can I-
law. Dude.
Yep.
That's like when I use a ruler. I don't use those users with the spring. I use one that opened up, fold out the wooden ones.
Yep.
You know,
That's
precise
old school.
measurements.
Well, you know,
Listen.
they're
See, this
pretty
is
much the
fire.
same. I tell you what makes the wooden one safe. We use the
It
wooden one
can't
at
slice
work
you.
because we use the wooden one at work because you
You
can't
stupid
take
liars.
that metal rule into an electrical closet.
Exactly. I know her. I know. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It says it updates every 56.
I must use that every day. The wooden
50,
one.
56 days, right?
Yeah, every 56 days it changes. So this, as you can see, this one was expired on
Yep.
November 19th.
Okay. All
And
right.
Same thing with those road maps. They got streets on it that wasn't there before. You know,
Oh yeah, that's if you bought one like 5 years ago.
if you bought one 2 years ago, like things is changing.
Man, listen,
I didn't know
I
there was
watched
an
them
expiration
papers.
date on
All right.
If you
Thank
bought
you,
one 5
Paul.
years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Hadley? We're about to get out of here.
We had a
dude.
good day yesterday, right, Herman? It was a pretty good day.
Oh yeah.
That was a good day.
Listen, we're
Yes,
about to
about
get
that
out of here,
time,
guys.
Because
Val's on interviewing Rojo at 7.
Val just went live.
Yep.
Paul has a show tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard
5
Time.
o'clock. Yep.
The
Paul,
Paul
I'm gonna
Murray
try to
Show.
catch you tomorrow, Paul.
Okay, Ray. You
That'll be
bet.
my first time. But send me the link, though.
Hey,
All right,
you betcha.
hold on,
We'll
Ray,
get
before you
taken
get out of
care
here. Let's do this drop. We appreciate you guys for coming and hanging with us, and we appreciate you for not coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you all for coming.
You got stuck.
Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
Guys.
Later, guys. Good night. I'm out of here. Hadley.
Later.
I don't know what it is, man.
Don't
You gotta
forget,
click
we'll be
that
back
bell,
again on
Hadley.
Wednesday night from my channel.
Yep. Wednesday night, those guys again.
And we'll
All
be on the PMS show tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
5 p.m. Yep.
Don't
All
forget to check it.
Hey, what's
Yep.
up, Corey? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go
You
there
and
tomorrow.
Hadley got here late. Andrew, we're
Stop
about
you
to get
forgetting.
out of here,
But
man.
if I check my
Thank you.
email and I got a link, I'll remember, you know?
All right. You guys have a great evening. Good night.